Hey guys, it's been a while since I've done a video update letting you guys know where I'm at on my weight and how I'm doing in general. I've been really introspective lately and it's really hindered my ability to be active. I actually haven't done a run since around the end of August. So I'm going to be sure to get out there and do that today. There's been some stuff that's come up that's just really had me questioning a lot. When I get into that mindset, it kind of just compounds on itself where I question one thing and then I start to question another thing and then I question, what am I doing? And it kind of is like a snowball going down a hill. It just keeps building upon itself. And I need to throw the introspective side of myself to the wayside while I let the action side of myself move forward. You can't stay in that state for too long and be good with it because you gotta move on. You gotta make progress. It's kind of like if you don't see progress on the scale, you still got to keep pushing forward no matter what that number is. And that's what I'm doing just with the mental side of things. Is I'm saying, you know what, James, you spent plenty of time sitting here thinking about all this stuff, and in all reality, if you just took action, you might actually see some progress in the areas that you're concerned about. So, let's go for a run. I'm not going to push too hard today since it is my first time back running after a while. And I think it's better to just be consistent with activity right now than it is to be going hard every day. So the thing is, there's that side of me that really wants to compete with myself. But I know it's best. Dude, I love fall. Look at these colors. Oh. Certainly wasn't my best run ever, but it wasn't half bad, and it just felt good to get back outside and run again today. And actually, I'm pretty surprised. I am not that out of breath. And I mean, I'm not sweating too much either, but that's because it was cold outside. I'm glad I wore this sweatshirt because otherwise I think I would have been freezing. I'm gonna grab my dinner here. Lunch. I got some rice and beans. Throw some salsa in it, a bag of this tricolor coleslaw. And that's my lunch. It's very filling. And I will check in with you guys later to explain a bit more of what I'm going to be covering and doing this week. So I will talk with you then. All right, so I'm going over to my parents tonight. I'm planning on watching the Packer game with my dad. However, this thing that I was talking about implementing earlier is working on my sleep. It is something that I've talked about actually in some of my very first videos. I've talked about how bad I am with getting enough sleep and how bad I am at getting to bed on time. And with the way my schedule works, it's not working. It's not working for me. It's made it very hard to get videos out and to work on projects and to stay focused and to be active, being that I have to be up at 4:30 in the morning right now just to go to work. And that's not going to change. I only work 3 days out of the week, but I find that on my days off, I tend to stay up way too late. And the repercussion of that is that I tend to sleep in until like 11 to 1 in the afternoon. From what I've seen in research too, it's not good to be up past like midnight. Like it's not healthy. And since I'm truly seeking to be healthy in all aspects of my life as much as possible, I think it needs to be addressed. As hard as that is for me to admit, because I love the time that I have with my friends at night to play games and to just relax, I need to set some boundaries for myself. That's why tonight's gonna be difficult, because there's a 7:30 Packer game going on, and I've wanted to watch it with my dad, and I think I might have to bail early. Basically, what it comes down to is I need to address my sleep. That's what it comes down to, and that might mean sacrificing things that I do right now, and I have to be okay with that. My hope is that I find new things that are beneficial from waking up earlier and having a consistent sleep schedule, such as mornings at around 4 or 5 o'clock. There's not a lot of people up, so I can maybe focus on some things that I can work on personally, or maybe that's when I can get my activity in. And I'm sure there's certain benefits from getting up early that I can use to my advantage. I just having a hard time seeing it right now, because I really like my late night life. I really do, and it's been that way since literally high school. But that's what I'm looking to do this week. There's a lot that I could really say on this, and I'm sure I'll say more during the week. So I'm just gonna cut it there, and I will talk with you guys in the morning. Well, I already got off on the wrong foot here. I was expecting just to watch the game with my dad, but then my sister and brother-in-law came over, and so we were all there, and I stayed longer than I should have. Almost until the end of the game. Go Pack Go. They did win it, so that's good. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to get up before 7:30 tomorrow. Like, I was hoping to get up at like 5 tomorrow, and I don't think that's going to happen now. I think this is one of those moments too where it's like, it's a small setback, you know, just like when I would mess up early on in my weight loss journey with my diet, or even if I mess up now, right? I take that as like, okay, you messed up, that's okay. Now you just gotta move on. Just get right back to it. And so that's what I'm gonna do here. I'm not gonna just say, well, forget this night, I guess I'll just stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning. No, I'm gonna go to bed right now. I'm gonna try to wake up early tomorrow. And we're gonna try to shift that window back. That's what's up. And I have a cool package coming in tomorrow that I want to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for. That I want to be, I want to be ready for that and be ready to learn. That being said, I will see you guys tomorrow morning for my run. So I just woke up. It's 9 o'clock. I still want to go back to sleep, but I know that I shouldn't, and so I'm going to stay up. I set my alarm for 7, right? And I set it for 8 in case I didn't wake up. I woke up to my alarm at 7, but there's just that part of my brain that was like, go back to sleep. So it turned off, or I turned off the alarm. And then I woke up at 8, and I kept hitting the snooze, and now it's 9. So, I don't know. I got like, according to my app, my sleep tracking app, I got like 9 hours of sleep. But I think it also took me around a half hour to fall asleep, so probably more like 8.5 hours. But it's 9 o'clock, so I guess that's still earlier than noon, or 1 or 2 in the afternoon, so that's good. But I do need to get up now and go for my run. Get some activity in. Just finished my run. Did 2 miles in 30 minutes again. So feeling pretty good about that. My average pace was, I think, 14 minutes and 37 seconds. Because I did just over 2 miles. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about these run times, even though I'm not pushing myself too hard. And I'm excited for my package to come in. It's not here yet. I was hoping after the run it would be in, but it's not yet, so, which is fine. I have dishes to do and laundry to throw in the dryer and, you know, all those other responsible chores that I can get done. But yeah, right now I'm gonna go make some avocado toast, do the dishes, make my lunch, and then maybe my package will be in, hopefully. So I'll talk with you guys then. So I just finished eating lunch, and I saw online that my order has come in. Everything's done, everything's taken care of. Now I get to have some fun. This is a 3D printer. This is the Creality Ender 3. It's what I ended up picking up. I was talking with Nally and Albert one night, my brother-in-law and sister, and I was saying how I'd like to get back to doing like miniatures and stuff for D&D, and so it would be nice to have a 3D printer for that. I didn't have one at the time, and I was like, well, that's all right. Maybe I'll get into it later in the future. I've got other stuff I need to work on anyway. Which is true. This is still kind of like a side hobby for me. Went home, went to sleep, woke up the next morning, and saw that this printer was on a lightning deal. I saw it as a sign, and I decided to pick it up and give it a test. Actually, there's a picture of it on the side. And I figured, why not share with you guys a little bit of my experience with setting it up and doing my first print. Right. That's my first print ever. That's it. Right there, folks. How cute is that? All right, it's that time that we've all been waiting for. Time for my weight loss update. So, before I get into anything else, let's go ahead and see what the scale has to say. Now, with it being just over a month, I don't think that's half bad. And I'm really close to being in the 340s. For me personally, it's been hard to grasp why the weight loss feels so slow. And that thought started to weigh heavy on my mind as I filled in my chart that I've been keeping from the beginning of weekly weigh-ins. I updated that graph, and here's what it showed. Now at the beginning, you can see that it went down quite fast, and you do see a few points in there where it peaks up. And if you've been watching this channel for a while, you'll know that those happen for a reason, and some of them didn't, and that's okay. Like, I was figuring it out as I went down. And all of a sudden in the middle here, it kind of stagnated. It didn't go very fast. It slowed down quite a bit. But then as of recent, you can see it's starting to go down again. And it is fairly consistent. But yet I still have these moments and these times where I just feel like I'm not making any progress, or I'm not feeling like I'm making progress fast enough, right? And I'm thinking too much about that time aspect, when I am making progress. This chart shows that I'm making continuous progress. And I think sometimes we just really get inside our heads and we psych ourselves out a bit, and we change things up even though they don't necessarily need to be changed. I also feel like I'm at a different point in my journey. You know, at the start, when I was 500 plus pounds, it was normal to see 3 to 5 pounds a week, and sometimes I even breached the 10-pound mark. I would get 10 pounds lost in a week, which if I saw that now, I might think something's wrong. And I think as I'm getting closer and closer to my goal weight, I'm approaching that quote-unquote normal weight loss and healthy weight loss of that 1 to 2 pounds per week. And I think that my data kind of reflects that, kind of shows that. I've also been far more active in the end of the month here, where I was going for runs. I actually got 3 runs in a row this week. Check that out. That's pretty epic. And I am feeling great. So I think I'm at this point where, while the weight is important, it wasn't nearly as important as it was at the beginning of my journey. When I was 500 plus pounds, that was the focal point of my health. That was the main thing that was affecting my health. And I think at this point, while it still is a factor, it isn't the full picture anymore. And now I understand this idea of, well, you need to look at how you're feeling. You need to understand that progress isn't just made on the scale. It's made in new clothes. It's made in your new personal best mile. At the beginning, I think I was doing like 30 minutes and I was just getting a mile. I remember pushing myself really hard one time and I did it in like 22 minutes. I did a mile. So now I'm literally doing 2 miles in the time that it took me to do 1. That's just mind-blowing. So I guess the whole thing that I'm looking at here is, even though there are times that you may feel like you're not making progress, even though there are times when that scale just refuses to go down, I saw it this week already. I weighed in on Monday at 352.1. And then I weighed in today on Thursday, and now I'm 351.6. So literally, I'm seeing that within this week too, where I just haven't seen any progress, even though I've been super active and I've been super strict with my diet. Like, it just doesn't seem to reflect the full picture anymore like it used to. And that's what this is about. It's not just about the weight loss, it's also about that overall good health. And that's why I'm focusing on my sleep too, because that is a major problem. And you know what? Let me talk about that for just a second. I still have been struggling to go to bed at a decent hour. I've gone to bed earlier than normal. I've definitely been in bed before midnight each night, but that's still not where I need to be. And that's okay, because this week I did have victories. I never slept in past noon, and some of you are laughing because past noon is a pretty low mark for you, but for me, that's a big deal. I had some days where I was sleeping in past, 2 p.m., which is insane. I was wasting basically my entire day. So to now have it where I've been up before noon has actually been really encouraging. And that is progress for me. Just like when I started my weight loss journey, where I just started with drinking water and cutting my carbs. That's what this week was for me in my sleep. It was taking those small incremental steps to eventually get me to the greater goal. But yeah, that about wraps everything up. I've got a couple of other things behind the scenes in the works. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, you guys have a wonderful week.